All right, it's time for another brand new vinyl record update. This is my update for the month of January 2024. I said in December that I went a little bit crazy, and then in January, I ended up getting more more than I thought I did. So I've got some records on pre-order. I've got a couple more records that I've picked up even in the beginning of February, but I think it's getting close to time to kind of relax a little bit, take a little bit of a break, not just for my finances, but just I need my focus to be changed a little bit. And I think Lent's going to be a great time for that. So we may see a little bit of a downturn in the collection coming up soon, just for a little bit, just kind of back off a bit. But I'm excited for what I got, and the vinyl collection is definitely something that's brought me a lot of joy, continues to bring me joy, and I love sharing it with people. I don't know if people love it being shared with them, but I love sharing it with people. So let's get started. So the first album that I got in the month of January, uh, I'm gonna be honest. We do a lot of our grocery shopping at Super Walmart, and it's convenient. I know my way around, that kind of thing. But the downside is that there is records there, and pretty much every time we go, I'm like, hey, let's take a look at the vinyl, and then I'm pretty much always like, hey, let's pick up one vinyl, and so that's kind of the thing, right? That's kind of the issue. But this time we picked up. This is John Legend, Love in the Future. This is the 10th anniversary edition, exclusive Walmart exclusive Apple Red vinyl, and it is double LP. This is the album that has All of Me and You and I, Nobody in the World, and it's a great album. I love John Legend, and I would love to have his complete discography, but there's quite a few records out there, and so I just keep kind of chipping away at it. Very happy to have this. You can see that apple red vinyl there, beautiful color. Sorry about the glare, but yeah, super happy to add that to the collection. All right, the second one is really cool because the second one is one that I won. So one of my favorite record stores in the area is NTX Vinyl. NTX Vinyl is actually like owned by this guy named G.I. Sanders. He owns three different locations, but they're basically like little like boutiques inside of Painted Tree Marketplace. And Painted Tree Marketplace is like a lot of little boutiques in there that are like little privately owned businesses. I love going there. There's one close to me in North Richland Hills, Texas. That's not too far away. And it's a small collection. The North Richland Hills location, I think, is the smallest, but it's well curated and there's good stuff there. And so I love stopping by. Well, he also does like a whatnot, auction on Wednesdays. He does like a freebie Friday thing. He gives away a lot of records, which is really cool for us who are connected to him. So the first time I did a Whatnot Wednesday, sure enough, I won an album, and the album that I won was the soundtrack for Back to the Future, which is really cool. And somewhere in the middle of that, somebody said that the song "Power of Love" by Huey Lewis and the News has only been pressed to vinyl twice, once on the Back to the Future soundtrack, and then once on like the greatest hits album for Huey Lewis and the News. So that's kind of cool. So it's black vinyl, but this is an older pressing. This is like from the 80s. But yeah, it was cool to win that. I was pretty excited, pretty stoked. So I plan on doing a video specifically about this collection that the next one comes from. I found out about these and I was really into them. So I've got two right now. I've ordered two more. They just announced two more. So I'll probably do a video here soon when my next two come in. But this is a series from Verve Records called Great Women of Song. And the first one that I picked up was Astrid Gilberto. So I will say, as far as quality goes, like when this came in, I was like, oh, it's a little bit flimsy. Even the vinyl's a little bit flimsy, but it's a beautiful pressing, sort of a pink marble, and it's a beautiful album. And again, it's a pretty simple package because it's just intended to be like a greatest hits. So this album by Astrid Gilberto's got The Girl from Ipanema, Once I Loved, Agua de Beber, Fly Me to the Moon, So Nice, which is Summer Samba, Maná de Carnaval, It might as well be spring. Corcovado, Quiet Nights of Quiet Stars. How Insensitive. Sotinha de Ser con Voce. Take Me to Rwanda. O Moro Now Tini Vez. And please forgive my terrible Portuguese pronunciations. Berimbau and The Shadow of Your Smile. So some great songs here, some classics, some in Portuguese, some in English. I love samba and bossa nova, and so I was so excited. So sorry about the glare. I was so excited to pick this up and have this as a part of my collection. And this was just the first that I got out of this series. Again, this series had 5 albums already pressed and just announced 2 more, and there's at least 1 more that's going to show up in this haul. So Astrid Gilberto, great collection. I got on a bit of a She and Him kick, so I picked up She and Him Volume 1. If you don't know She and Him is Zooey Deschanel, the actress, who I think we all learned could sing phenomenally when we watched Elf. Zooey Deschanel with M. Ward, who is a great singer-songwriter. And so they do songs that really remind you of like old AM radio tracks, like golden oldies, classics, that kind of stuff. So there are some covers on here, but a lot of them are also originals. This is She and Him Volume 1. I got this album on CD when I worked at Starbucks forever ago. I was excited to add it in vinyl. So yeah, She and Him Volume 1. This is just black vinyl. But I also picked up from Barnes & Noble the She and Him. This is called Melt Away, a tribute by Brian Wilson. Tribute to Brian Wilson. So if you don't know Brian Wilson, he's from the Beach Boys. This is on baby blue vinyl. So a lot of really great tracks on here. Just this side of this record has Wouldn't It Be Nice, Till I Die, Deirdre, Melt Away, Good to My Baby, Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulder. And there's one I can't quite read with the label. My vision's not the best. But that's just one side, and it's great stuff. I love the Beach Boys, and it's fun to hear them perform too. So the next album I picked up is because I was going to a concert, and I had already heard this album when it was released, basically the end of last year. And I really liked it, but I didn't like pull the trigger and pick it up because I was picking up so much Christmas stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up now, and just I'm going to go from there. So I because I was going to the concert, I was like, I think it's justifiable. So I picked up Mustard Plugs, Where Did All My Friends Go? And specifically, I picked up the Brooklyn Vegan exclusive, which is on this like pinwheel sort of mustard yellow and sort of a blackish color. And I was really happy to get this particular pressing. This is a great album, and they were really great live, and so I'm really glad that I have this to kind of play back when I want to think about the concert. So, like I said, I was on a She and Him kick, so I went ahead and picked up while I was at it. She and Him, this is Volume 2. This is the Urban Outfitters exclusive on Sky Blue vinyl. So I was pleased to get another She and Him album. Again, just really great. If you love like that classic radio, classic golden oldies kind of sound, this is something that you'll really enjoy. She and Him. So, the only She and Him I owned before this was the Christmas album, but there's still a few albums to go, and I'll probably try to track them down one day. All right, this next album, I have to admit, so sometimes I'll see an album that I'm interested in, I'll load it up into the into the shopping cart to see, okay, what's the cost going to be with tax? What's the cost going to be with shipping? If I need to ship it or whatever. And this is one of those where I loaded it up. I was going to buy it, and it showed there was only one at my Target location. So I tried to order it, and it was like, nope, sorry, that order didn't go through. And so I was like, oh, that sucks. I guess I'm not going to get the album. I guess it wasn't meant to be. This is God telling me I shouldn't pick up this album. And then I went about my day, my work day, and a couple hours later I got a text that said your order is ready to pick up. So the order did go through, but the Target app told me it didn't. And so, I came home and I was like, honey, I'm sorry I ordered this album, but without us talking about it. We usually talk about our purchases. And when she saw what the album was, she's like, you're forgiven. So that was TLC, Crazy Sexy Cool. This is the album that has Creep. It's got several other really great songs. So it was definitely worth getting. This is on red and white vinyl, so you've got one on red and one on white. This is Target exclusive. Love me some TLC. Really happy to have this in the collection. So my next album was actually an early Valentine's Day gift. I wanted this, and my wife wanted to be able to spend money on her hobby, which is right now she's really into decorating cakes. So we ordered this off of someone in Discogs. It was the only Leon Bridges album on vinyl that I didn't own that I really wanted. So I've got pretty much I've got all of his full length albums, but I didn't have this. So I'm very glad to add this, and this is Leon Bridges' Louisiana Sun. So this was a Record Store Day exclusive. It's just on black vinyl, and really it's only got about like 5 songs on it or something like that. What this is this is the extra tracks that were recorded on the Coming Home sessions. And so if you have the digital deluxe edition, these songs are on the digital deluxe edition of Coming Home. But as far as vinyl goes, this is the only way to get those tracks right now. I love Leon Bridges. I think he is absolutely phenomenal. My records are falling over, so I'm trying to straighten that up a little bit. Anyway, I think he's absolutely phenomenal. If you've not heard Leon Bridges, he's a Fort Worth native. He's got really amazing music. On January 15th, I took my son to his first basketball game, and I went with him to see the Mavs. And the Mavs were wearing their City Edition jerseys, which were designed by Leon Bridges. So I just gotten that vibe where I was like, I need to get some more Leon Bridges. This is the only thing I didn't have, and so I'm really glad to have this as a part of my collection. Little 10-inch black record from Record Store Day exclusive. Got that secondhand through Discogs. All right, so back to the Great Women of Song. I have wanted an album by this particular artist for quite some time. I think it's a shame I didn't have any. And this just has such a great collection of her songs. Every song that I was like, I have to have this, was pretty much on here. So I was like, okay, I've got to get it. So that is Billie Holiday. Love Billie Holiday. This album has Blue Moon, I'll Be Seeing You, Solitude, Crazy He Calls Me, Good Morning Heartache, Strange Fruit, As Time Goes By, April in Paris, Autumn in New York, You Go to My Head, Lover Man, and Lady Sings the Blues. It's on this really gorgeous, like sort of purple marble vinyl. And so, yeah, I'm so thrilled to have this Billie Holiday Great Women of Song, Great Women of Soul, excuse me, album. So, so like I said, I went to a concert. I haven't been to a concert in a while, and I went to a concert with some friends. We went to see Bite Me Bambi and the Mustard Plug and the Voodoo Glow Skulls. And gosh, it was such a good show. It was so good. All 3 bands, really amazing. Did not disappoint at all. So I had already picked up the Mustard Plug album through Brooklyn Vegan. So I was like, well, I don't have any Voodoo Glow Skulls, and I really wanted to support Bite Me Bambi, which I've had Talina on the podcast, and she's such a sweet person. So I wanted to see if there was anything I could get from their merch tables. So I picked up, first of all, Voodoo Glow Skulls, Apocalypse. Great album, and there's a song on here called the Karen song that they performed live, which was so fun. Several songs they performed live off this album, but the Karen song was especially fun. Really fun pressing. I don't really know what you call this kind of pressing, but I really enjoy it. It's got a lot of great color. So definitely picked up that and was very excited to pick up that. And there we go. The next one's kind of hiding down there because this one's just a 7-inch. And this is a Bite Me Bambi album called Girls of Summer. This has Girls of Summer, but it also has the Girls of Summer remix by Sparka on side 2. So I already had Bite Me Bambi's full-length album. And so I was like, well, I want, first of all, I was banned from getting t-shirts. My wife was like, you do not need any more t-shirts, which is fair, justifiable. But I was like, I want, more vinyl. That's where I'm really enjoying myself. So picked up the Girls of Summer 7-inch, and I'm so glad I got it. Those were both off their merch tables. So I ended up, being able to have something from all 3 bands on vinyl, which is great. So the next one is one that I was waiting for. I did not order it immediately when it came out, but I was so glad to pick it up shortly thereafter. And that is no doubt the Beacon Street collection. This is specifically the limited edition Canary Yellow vinyl. And yeah, so if you don't know the Beacon Street collection, this came out. This is sort of like in a transition period where Gwen was starting to take over on vocals. Um, and they weren't getting record label support, so they sort of put this out on their own. And it's a really loved album by fans. I've already got their self-titled. I've got Tragic Kingdom. I've got Return of Saturn. So I'm really glad to add this to the collection. Just missing, as far as full lengths go, just missing, uh, uh, what is it? Rocksteady, right? With Hey Baby on it, and then Push and Shove. And they are putting out their greatest hits album, came out today, which today's February 2nd, on vinyl, and it should be in Target. I am not gonna buy it. I think I want to buy it a little bit because it's got new on it, which it's like kind of the main place to find that, or to get the Go soundtrack. But I'm gonna try not to buy it because really I'd be just buying it for new, because I plan on buying the other albums anyway. Anyway, this is a great album, Beacon Street Collection, love it. All right, we're getting close to the end here. I've got two more that I picked up. So one of those, I could not help myself but to pick up this album. This is also a Target exclusive edition, and really I picked it up at Target just because I was able to get it quickly because I wanted to hear the album. I really, really love this album. I think it's super good. And their album before this was, a lot of people didn't love it. A lot of people, it wasn't their favorite. Which that is, this is Green Day Saviors. And the one I'm talking about that a lot of people didn't love was Father of All by Green Day. But this one, Saviors, I think is really redemptive. So this is just clear vinyl. I don't think you can really tell from that, but yeah, just clear vinyl. But this album is so, so good. If you were not happy with Father of All, you'll love this. But I also think if you liked Father of All, you'll like this. It's just a really great album. And a lot of people are talking to this maybe going up there with Dookie and American Idiot as like an all-timer. So definitely check this out. I will say I'm really struggling right now considering buying tickets to their concert, even just cheap seat tickets, because they're getting ready to tour with Smashing Pumpkins, Rancid, and the Linda Lindas, and that lineup is just insane. So, okay, the last one I bought in January. Again, this was a grocery store shopping, and I was like, well, let's look at the records. And I ended up walking away with Beastie Boys' License to Ill. This is on. This is on. Can I get it out? Oh, it would help if I'm not holding on to it. This is on clear vinyl. This is a Walmart exclusive clear vinyl. So interesting thing. My dad passed away in 2016, and it's kind of a long story, but I spent most of my life not with my dad. But one of the things that I really kind of loved and respected about him a lot is that he was a vinyl lover. Not a vinyl lover. He was a music lover, and he had diverse taste in music. My mom is also a music lover, and she's got diverse taste. But one of the albums that was in my dad's collection was this album, Beastie Boys' License to Ill. So it just felt like a connection to my dad to have this album in my collection. And of course, License to Ill is like it's an all-timer. It's got so many good tracks. I would pull this out and tell you what tracks are on it. It's funny, but there's no track listing on it. But even just looking at the actual record, so there's no track listing on the that thing, the cover. But on the actual record, it does have a vinyl listing. And so on side one, we've got Ryman and Steel, excuse me, The New Style, She's Crafty, Posse in Effect, Slow Ride, Girls, Fight for Your Right. And then if we look at the back side of this, we've got No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Paul Revere, Hold It Now, Hit It, Brass Monkey, Slow and Low, and Time to Get It. So, again, those are just absolutely insane track listing if you haven't heard that album. I think it's probably one of their top two most loved albums, and I'm really glad to have it in the collection. So, Again, that's a bit more than I probably should have done for the month of January, but I'm really pleased with all the albums that I got. I've already picked up my first album for February, and I've got several on the way, but I'm, like I said, about to take a little bit of a hiatus from purchasing. But yeah, it's been good, and I hope that you're enjoying my vinyl collection as much as I'm enjoying it. And let me know in the comments what your favorite thing is that I picked up.